Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alan here, and today we're gonna take a look at a few things that you need to consider when buying a high refresh rate monitor. And at the end of this video, I will give you a tip, a mistake that a lot of people make that renders your 240Hz monitor basically unusable. So make sure you stick around. Let's go. Okay, so I know a lot of people will ask me now, what monitor do you have? So this is the monitor I choose. It's the AOC Agon AG251FZ. This is a 240Hz monitor. I'm not saying get this monitor or stay away from it. I'm satisfied with it. I had it now for like, what, a little bit over a month or 2 months maybe. And I'm pretty satisfied with it. You know, everything works as it should. I'm satisfied with the colors. The stand is absolutely amazing. I like it. I think I made a good decision considering the price I paid for it. So me being me, when I started researching for high refresh rate monitor, I looked at basically everything. I spent like a good 2 weeks researching what monitor I should get. And what I have to tell you that before this one I had a 27-inch, and when I came from 24, that was like 7 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I had a 24-inch screen, and then I upgraded to 27, and I said I'll never go back again because 27 is just better. It's just, you know, I have more real estate. But back then I was also doing some editing work, and it was my only screen, so I really liked having bigger real estate, you know, of the screen. But when it comes to gaming, you know, it's not all that useful. You won't see any game from it. So now I can say, if I know a lot of people will question that, you know, because 27-inch monitor are a lot more expensive when you want a 240Hz one or something like that. You know, it's a lot more expensive than 25 and 24-inch. And I can say I made a good decision. I'm not missing those 2 inches, you know, it's all good. It's not too small. It's just the right size. So if you're really buying a monitor that you're gonna really like just game on, you know, the really primary focus is gaming, then, you know, go for the lower end monitor, lower size monitor, because you will get much more for your money. You know, you will pay a lot more for 27-inch or even bigger if you want to go bigger. This is usually the first thing you start deciding on: 27, 24, 25. But what about refresh rate? 144, 165 or 240? This depends a lot on your budget, of course. You know, if you are researching about the high refresh rate monitors, you heard tons of time that going from 60 to 144, it's a massive difference. And then going from 144 to 240, it's really not that big of a difference. And that is absolutely 100% true. If you feel like you're really on a tight budget, go and get a better 144Hz monitor with a low input lag, with a better panel or something. Okay, yeah, so I mentioned the panels. When it comes to panels, you don't have to really go into depth with this. You just have to know that a TN, this is basically what you will compare with, TN and IPS panels. On the IPS panels, you have a better color reproduction and a better viewing angle, which results in higher price. And TN panel are typical for this high refresh rate gaming monitors because they have really like high refresh rate and a low input lag. And this is what we are looking for. We are looking for performance, you know. It depends really what type of work you want to do on your monitor, and of course, again, on the budget. I went for the TN panel just because I had the TN panel previously, and it works just okay for me. I don't see a need to overspend on an IPS panel. That's just, for me, it doesn't make any sense, you know? And when I'm editing photos and things like that, I usually use my MacBook Pro, which has a different display, of course, different oriented display. It's just, I don't need the IPS panel. I don't need to overpay that extra because I value more the performance of the TN panel, which is high refresh rate and lower input lag. Another thing you have to consider before you buy, what I'm trying to make here, guys, is when the monitors arrive to your house, that you put it in and you plug it in and you go play. You know, this is what I want to prepare you to do. And some of the monitors will only support like high refresh rate. If you buy a, I don't know, 165 240 hertz monitor, they will only support that refresh rate over the display port. And if for some weird reason you don't have the access to the display port, this might be a surprise for you when the monitors arrive, so make sure you take a look into that. Another thing that you have to look for when buying a monitor is the stand. This is a really important part of this. I had a BenQ monitor before. It was a monitor designed for a console, the 27-inch, and the stand was just not good. You know, the stand was just not good. I could just tilt the monitor back and forth, and that was all I could do. I couldn't adjust the height. I couldn't rotate the monitor. I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't move it sideways, nothing. And this AOC Aegon that I have now, the stand is just absolutely superb. It's made out of metal. It's made out of aluminum probably, or what, I don't know what kind of metal. It's sturdy. It's really stable. You can push the screen. You can tilt it up and down. You can turn it left and right. You can adjust the height. You can go all over into vertical mode. I love that I have this on my stand because I could adjust the height of it. The previous monitor was sitting too low at my desk. I didn't like that. I put this one up a little bit, and so make sure you're familiar yourself with the stand of the monitor, because it's really important. It's really gonna play out a big role, what you actually put your monitor on the desk, because we have different desks, we have different chairs, some desks are lower, some desks are higher, some chairs don't go as high, or you're too short, and it makes all kind of problems if your stand isn't really superb like this one. So make sure, absolutely sure, that you research this as well. Also, if you guys aren't just sure yet about the monitors, about the high refresh rate monitors, I made a video explaining a little bit about how much difference and what is different when you're playing on high refresh monitor, and why is it considered a superb, better experience. It's considered that it gives you an edge. I discussed this all in one video, which will be linked somewhere in the cards right up there. So you can go check that out later. But one more very, very, very important thing that I said I will give you at the end of this video. You see, I bought a 240 Hz monitor, okay? Look at this, guys, look at this. It's only running at 200 Hz. Why? Because my GTX 770 doesn't support 240 Hz. So why the hell did you buy it, Alan? Well, here's the trick, guys. My PC is old now, it's getting old, and I know that I will upgrade it soon. I will upgrade in the next few months, and this is why I bought a 240 Hz monitor, because it's like future proof. The next card, the next processor, the next motherboard that I put in will support 240 Hz monitor, and I will able to play it to like 100%, but now I'm just able to use 200 Hz, which is not bad at all, but still, you have to keep this in mind, because people can be surprised, they will spend an enormous amount of money on 240 Hz monitor only to find out that their PC doesn't support it, and that's shit, you don't want that happening. It's a huge surprise. The other thing is, when it comes to your PC, and your monitor, how well does your game run? That's the big question. It's like, if you're playing CSGO, it's most likely you will get a lot of FPS. If you have a bit of a modern PC, you will get over 250 FPS, and that's good, But if you're playing some different game, I don't know, some graphically more demanding game, and you're getting a 240 Hz monitor, and you're only getting like 60, 70, 80 frames per second in that game, that's not gonna make too much of a difference for you, Yeah, it's a low input lag, it will be better than playing on 60 Hz monitor, but you won't squeeze out that full juice of having like 250 FPS plus, that really smooth motion on the monitor. Basically the reason why we get this monitor. So research that, take a look at your FPS, do some FPS benchmarks, and maybe make a compromise, invest into a new graphics card and get a bit lower end monitor, 140 Hz or something like that, instead of spending an enormous amount of money on 240 and then finding out that you can't even play that game because your PC is not good enough. But this is basically the research that you have to do when it comes to high refresh rate monitors. I spent 2 weeks, like I said, researching this, and I know a ton of you will, because this is just what we are, gamers, you know. We want the best of the best for the least money, you know. We don't want to overpay, and we want to, you know, just get the best deal that we can. Guys, if you decide to buy a high refresh rate monitor, leave a comment down below which one you got. Let me know if this video helped you make a decision. Hopefully it did. Hopefully it didn't waste your time. And I'll be really grateful if you could click a subscribe button, you know, and like this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Now dive into the research and let us know. Bye bye.